I am Dr. Barbara Joy Jones Parks, and I am the May 2024 cover gem for the Bold Maven magazine.
What comes to mind when you think of gemstones?
Ooh, gemstones. They're valuable, they're vibrant, and everybody likes them.
How would your friends describe you?
My friends would describe me as fiery. I'm a boss. I am resourceful. I have a strong network. I am kind. I am confident. I am beautiful. I am very giving, loving, and I ride for those who ride for me.
What do you do?
What do I do? The 4 M's: medicine, media, modeling, and newly motherhood. I'm a mother of IVF boy-girl twins. So as a physician, I am a family medicine board certified physician. I am the chief medical officer of the Healthy Woman Primary Care, which is in Lawrenceville, Georgia. We are franchising with my business partner, Dr. Jocelyn Slaughter-Moore, and she is in Snellville with her primary practice, but we're franchising to give physicians time and financial freedom. I am a plus size model, so it's weird that anything that is considered plus is above an 8 because I'm not really plus size. But I am the plus size model for the Georgia Bridal Show, and I do all types of modeling, which would be runway or print, and sometimes commercials. As far as being a mother, I've been a mother since 3/23/23. My babies were born during a palindrome, which is forwards and backwards, and they were born via IVF. And I had them at 34 weeks because of preeclampsia. They were in the NICU, baby girl Jillian for 25 days, baby boy Lewis for 18 days, and then we got them out. So I'm a huge advocate for IVF. I'm a huge advocate for fertility. I'm a huge advocate for women who have babies in the NICU. And also media. So media, I love media because it allows me to interact and to basically have a wider stage of people versus one-on-one when I'm in my rooms with my patients. I get to actually educate on a national or local in Atlanta, the stage there, and I get to access more people. So the stage is much bigger, and I love having access to my patients like that.
How did you get into your profession?
So this is a really crazy story. I actually played basketball in college. I played D1 basketball at Charleston Southern University. After my junior year, I wasn't getting that much playing time. So I was used to in high school, I was the ish. I started on varsity every single game. And so after that, I was like, 10 minutes a game? Ain't nobody got time for that. So I said, you know what, Daddy? Fly me across the country from Charleston all the way to Los Angeles, California, and I want to try modeling and acting. So I got out there. I tried modeling and acting, except I'm not a very good actress, so I never get any callbacks. And at the time, in modeling, I felt that I have an ambiguous look because I am of mixed race. And so they either wanted this beautiful chocolate girl or this beautiful vanilla girl, and that wasn't me. So I actually didn't get any play with that. So all the doors closed for everything else, and then the door opened for medical school. So I applied to medical school. The first time, I didn't get accepted. I think I applied to 22 schools and didn't get accepted to not name one of them. But then I applied the second time and I got into the school that I wanted to go to, which was the Philadelphia College of Osteopathic Medicine, the Georgia campus. And so from there, I didn't want to be pigeonholed into a specialty in which I would do one thing. So if it was gastro, it would be the gut. And if it was urology, it would be, well, penises. If it was neurosurgery, it would be the brain and the spinal cord. So I went into family medicine so that I could see everything. In one room, I would be seeing a Medicare elderly patient. The next room might be somebody who has a broken pinky. The next room, somebody says, hey, I have diarrhea. The next room, I might see somebody with hypertension and diabetes. So I got to see all types of people, men and women of all ages, and see different generations of family. And that is why I went into family medicine, and that's how I got there. It was a very scenic route.
What does it mean to you to be a working mom?
What does it mean to be a working mom? So sometimes women can have guilt about being away from their children, but I find that women who have a purpose in this world are actually better mothers when they actually fulfill their purpose. I get to be out in the world preventing illnesses and actually helping people put them in remission. And at home, my babies are with people who love them. And when I come home, I get to spend super high quality time with them. So I get the best of both worlds. I'm never gonna be the mama who makes homemade granola, but I will be the mama who goes out and serves a purpose and then comes home, puts my phone down and gives my babies unconditional love and attention.
Can you tell us about a woman in your life who inspires you?
A woman in my life that inspires me is my own mother, the woman who birthed me. My mother came from Thailand in one of basically the rural area where she literally grew up and slept on dirt. She never met her father, and then her mother died of an asthma attack at the age of 7 because they didn't even have access to a clinic or the hospital. So something as simple as asthma and access to albuterol, her mother didn't have. So here she is, an orphan at 7, who goes to live with her aunt. And at the age of 7, she is basically the maid and the babysitter. So she basically only got to go to 2nd grade. And then she had to take care of her aunt's children and clean the house and also make the food. At the age of 7, she had to grow up really, really quickly. And with all of that, she could have turned out a whole lot different, but instead, she approached the world like, I am the master of my ship, and she chose to live a life that she chose to live. So she came to America at the age of 19, and she met my father. At the time, she was working in a maid in a hotel in Florida, in Destin, and he saw her and he was like, oh my gosh, this woman's a fox. I gotta lock it down. I love her. I like her. And so he locked her down, and then mommy and daddy had 4 kids in 5 years. And here she is just living life. She actually would never starve. She knows how to find and forage food. So in our backyard, she'll go forage wild asparagus, bring it in, mix it with some beef, slice of some beef, and then here we have asparagus with beef for dinner that she found outside that we didn't have to pay for. My mom is a forager. She loves to cook, and she serves people with the love of her cooking. She loves her children. She loves her grands. She takes care of my father. Even to this day, my mother cooks my father 3 square meals a day. So his breakfast, lunch, and dinner comes from my mother. And then she has tons of friends. She's so well loved. My mother basically just took the world where she was dealt a pretty bad hand, becoming an orphan at 7, and chose to live this life where she gave birth and raised 4 children and her grands, and has a husband who's obsessed with her, because still to this day, daddy really, really loves her and is obsessed with her. And then chose to have a life that she created all of her own. If there is someone that I admire and who's an inspiration to me, it is my own mother, Mama Joy. She was born Butang Singh Sanan, and she came to America and took on the name Joy because it was her nickname in Thailand and it meant skinny. So when she came to America and she saw that Joy was actually a name, she took that, and so now she is Joy Jones, and people call her Mama Joy.
What is something you accomplished that you're extremely proud of?
Something that I've accomplished that makes me very proud of myself is starting private practice. I use my network. Dr. Jocelyn Slaughtermore is my business partner, and so she is the business mastermind behind knowing how to start a practice and make it lucrative. And so I came into it. She was my physician, I'm her physician, and we just thought, hey, even though you're OB-GYN and I'm primary care, the healthy woman needs to be healthy, and that includes primary care. So I see men and women 12 and older, and I am so excited to be in private practice and actually make it lucrative. I actually work only 2.5 days a week and make what I was making at the big hospital system that I was at before. And I am so proud of myself for that. And I'm excited to give other physicians financial and time freedom by franchising. By the end of 2024, we plan to open up 5 new practices at The Healthy Woman. 3 will be primary care physicians and 2 will be OB-GYN doctors.
What would you tell a 12-year-old you?
I would say, number 1, you are enough. And also just to revel in the time that you're at. We're so busy trying to get to the next thing. Graduate from middle school, then graduate from high school, then graduate from college, then graduate from medical school, then graduate from residency, then get a job, and then leave corporate America and go to open a private practice, and then open up these franchises. There's always something that's next to do. But 99% of life is the journey and not the destination. The destination's only 1%. So I would tell myself, hey, revel and really enjoy the time period that you're actually at. And that even resonates really right now with me, being married, being a homeowner, having 2 children, having a private practice. There's a lot of responsibility, and life was good literally just 3 years ago when I was married, happily married, but I lived in a 1-bedroom apartment. And I wasn't in private practice, so there wasn't a bunch of responsibility. I wasn't a mother yet. We're so busy trying to get to the next thing and the next accomplishment that we don't revel in the things that we've already done, and how life is just so beautiful and every moment matters. So revel and staying in the current moment versus trying to get to the next. That's what I would say to my 12-year-old self.
Final question. Is there anyone that you would like to shout out?
I would like to shout out my baby girl and baby boy. So my little boy, Lewis II, and my little girl, Jillian and Nicole. Those are my hearts and my soul. I want to shout out my 2 little babies. They have come to earth and they have been wonderful. They're such happy spirits and just a joy to be around, and just so wholesome and innocent, and I'm so grateful for them. I would also like to shout out my husband. My husband allows me to be who I am. Lewis Parks the first, he allows me to be who I am in business, in modeling, in media, and who I am as a mother, and he fully supports me, and we support each other. So I really, really believe in marriage, and my husband works really hard on our marriage and to be an excellent father. And I'm so proud of him and how he takes a stand for our family, to provide for us, to protect us. And I just want to shout him out for being an excellent husband and an excellent baby daddy, because he is such a good father. Oh, Jillian will just be all over the place, and then when daddy comes home, she just wants to be in his arms. So I shout out my twins, my 12-month-old twins, and I shout out my husband, Lewis Parks. You can learn more about my story at theboldmaven.com. Make sure to subscribe to the Bold Maven newsletter to gain access to their digital magazine.